In life, one way or the other, we all have lost something. We all have lost someone. We've gone through that process of grief, or probably are currently grieving. And it is funny to know how grief is, downplayed, discounted, and disregarded in this part of the world where we live. A lot of people just, overlook it, especially in the case of maybe disenfranchised grief or anticipatory grief. No one really see it. No one really feel you should be grieving or you should be mourning. A lot don't even understand why you should feel hurt. So it is quick for them to expect you to heal or get over it, as they like to say. Some people will just say, oh, don't worry, something better will come, something better will happen. Yes, as much as, the future is always bright and something better always come, it is important not to invalidate or disregard anybody's grief. So a quick warning from me to anybody grieving or who have gone through grief and possibly have not healed. These are quick strategies that you can use to begin your journey of healing. The first thing you need to do is to practice forgiveness. Yes, this might come as a surprise, but you need to practice forgiveness because usually in time of grief, the grieving person either is blaming themselves or someone else. And that is why you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive others for any regret or any hurtful action you or them may have taken during the grieving process. In fact, you even need to forgive the event or anything that led to the grief. This will assist you to find peace and move forward. Forgiveness is such a powerful thing. It is so powerful as a healing tool for both yourself and for others. So you want to practice forgiveness. The next thing you want to do is to be patient with yourself. There's no time limit for grief. No. It might take time for some people. It might be faster for others. So there is no correct way to grieve. You want to be gentle with yourself as you navigate your emotions and chart your own course. It doesn't matter the type of grief or loss. The pain is valid. So you want to be patient with yourself. You also want to express your emotions in a healthy way. So you might consider journaling. You might consider creative act. You might consider painting, which is a form of creative art. You might consider participating in some physical activities that you like. Just allow yourself so that the range of emotions will just flow through you. Because grief can elicit variety of emotions: guilt, shame, anger, regret, sadness, and what have you. Allow yourself to feel it fully and truly and express these emotions in a healthy way. You might be wondering, What healthy way can I use to express my emotions? You might communicate to someone you trust. I feel sad. That's a healthy way of expressing it. Just one healthy way of expressing it. There are so many others. And in the course of your grieving, you also want to spend time with nature. Connecting with nature is such a powerful way to promote healing and reduce stress. So go for that walk in a park. Spend time near water. You could just simply relax in your balcony, in your backyard, and just stare at the sky. Do something to connect with nature. You also want to seek assistance. This is a time that you need support system a whole lot. Support of friends, support of families, support of a therapist. You could consider joining some support groups. We have a lot of them online. Practice self-care. You want to eat well at this time, sleep well, exercise, because your physical and emotional well-being, it's very important to the journey of your healing. Concentrate largely on, happy memories. It's not easy at this time, but I tell you, even in that time you're grieving, you are not constantly in that state of grief. You find sometimes where, your emotions get shifted. You remember, something happy, maybe about, if it's in a case of the death of a loved one, you could remember something happy about the deceased loved one. Even in the case of loss, you could remember something happy, something funny about that. So you want to consider what I call keeping a memory books of such happy moments so that you can always, tap into it when you feel down. During my journey of grief, our photo album was such a huge reconnection between me and my deceased daughter. So I look at it and I just mutter, you were such a super strong girl, and I just find myself smiling because I remember a lot of memories, adventures we had within that space of about 2 years that she spent with us. So you want to concentrate on the happy memories. You also want to find meaning because I found purpose. So you want to look for the meaning, something to honor the memory of your deceased loved one. Something that makes sense of the loss. Some people consider volunteering, you could engage in activities that they enjoy. You could just find your own meaning. I found purpose in my journey of healing. And what I'm doing currently is part of the purpose that I found. And it has been so beautiful since I found purpose. You want to seek, a professional guidance, a professional assistance at this time. Consider seeking a professional help. It could be a therapist, it could be a counselor, it could be, a grief specialist, a coach who can work you through that journey if you find yourself struggling with your grief. If you're experiencing symptoms of anxiety, depression, then you need the help of a professional so that you can struggle well. At this time, because grief, as much as is normal, as much as grieving is healthy, it can become traumatic. Yes, it can become traumatic if not handled. And you don't want to slip into that stage where it is traumatic. So if you find yourself, when I was walking my journey of grief, right, it was just a thin line for me between, depression and being whole. Anxiety happened a lot of time. I cannot begin to recount in this short video a lot of anxious moments that I had to navigate. But because I had a professional who held my hand in a conscious journey of about 8 months, I am at a better place today. Not because I rejoice over my loss, but because I found meaning, and it makes a lot more sense now than ever before. So what I have is a joy for my loss, not pain. You also want to be present with yourself, body, mind, and soul at this time. You want to use mindfulness to always connect and manage your difficult emotions so that you stay centered and grounded. So practice, deep breath, few minutes, each day in between your day. Just take conscious moments to just inhale and exhale. And like my mentor would like to say, the 4-7-8 rule of breathing, where you inhale 4 times, pause for a period of 7, and exhale 8 times. And this will really help you. You want to also handle, some practical matters, what we call the secondary phase of grief, secondary grief. The outfalls as a result of this loss, this death of a loved ones. It could be finance, it could be some paperwork, it could be parenting, it could be different things. You want to take practical steps in handling this matter so that you feel more in control and relieved of stress. For me, my faith was also a super anchor. So this is where I say you need to find your anchor. I'm a person of faith. I'm a Christian. So spiritually, faith became a deep spiritual anchor for me. And I joined community of like faith believers. And it really, really helped me walk my journey as I was practicing gratitude all through. And this helped me to shift my focus from what was lost, from whom I lost, to what I still had and what will come in future. So you want to do this. You could keep a gratitude journal. This will always also help. And write down things that you are thankful for. It will really help you. I hope this guide, these tips have helped someone today who is struggling with healing from a loss or grief. Remember, whatever you lost is, or the source of the grief, it does not matter. It is valid, and you need to consciously, intentionally walk the path of healing in order to attain closure, so that you don't suffer the trauma of not healing later in life. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.